A man in a vegetative state was taken off life support and somehow was able to return home to his family. Welcome to InformOverload. I'm your host Johnny Rogers, and if you're new here, we find the most interesting news stories on the internet and we make them more entertaining. A father of 4 had his breathing tubes removed by his children and somehow made a miraculous recovery after leaving Omaha Hospital. T. Scott Marr, who is now being called the Miracle Man, was declared brain dead, and after his family had taken him off life support, he suddenly woke up. The 61-year-old was diagnosed with a stroke after being found unconscious in his bed on December 12th, and at the time of diagnosis the doctors had deemed him brain dead and that he would never recover. Dr. Rebecca Runge says, "We were worried in this case that this was not a reversible process and that it was going to proceed to brain death." Following the advice from doctors, the family put him on life support and planned for his funeral. After discovering that the man still showed no sign of brain activity, the doctors told the family that he would not be considered for an organ donation. However, against all odds, he woke up and returned home to recover. Turns out he had been misdiagnosed and that he never even had a stroke. Scott actually suffers from a rare condition called posterior reversible encephalopathy. Man, that's hard to say. I can't believe I actually got it out. I wonder if the doctors just didn't know how to pronounce that word, so they just pronounced him dead. Too soon? Okay. Apparently this rare disease is actually treatable as well. The family was devastated when finding out that Scott showed no signs of neurological improvement and were only following Scott's wishes when it came to the decision to take him off life support. I guess he had always said, "I never want you guys to see me lying in a hospital bed or lying in a nursing home." And when the doctors ran another test after Scott showed to be still breathing and able to move his fingers and toes, they discovered what was actually happening. The rare disease I mentioned is most commonly caused by high blood pressure, but Scott was experiencing severe swelling at the time of the diagnosis, which is not usually normal with this rare disease, and is probably the reason why the doctors initially believed that he had suffered from a stroke. Now with Scott Marr happy, healthy, and returning home to his family for further recovery, he credits much of his survival to his faith, saying, "I don't want to make this into a huge religious thing, but I'll tell you what, it was pretty much a miracle." I think it's a miracle that the doctors decided to give him a second look. It really drives home the whole ask for a second opinion thing. I want to hear your thoughts on this story though, so comment down below with what you think about this. Now let's move on to some of your featured comments from the video title, "Scientists create real-life robot that bleeds." Balkans Cookenberg says, "Some creep is going to steal it." Gross, but probably true. The Matrix Game says, "Make its blood blue to distinguish it from humans." That would make sense, it doesn't really need to be red. Peter Griffin says, "The world will be invaded by creepy robots. Let's just all hide at Pawtucket Brewery." Constance Jack says, "I'm moving to Canada, who's coming with me?" Yes, move up here, it's cold, but at least the robots will freeze. Rewind 2018 says, "Johnny Rogers is clearly on some type of drug, he doesn't act this way. I'm just high on life, and you don't know me. I'm just so hyped for Inform Overload. I'm so hyper right now, dude, it's crazy." Shout out to Tiny Meat Gang. Thank you for watching Inform Overload. Hit that thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video, and if you're new here, don't forget to subscribe. If you want more videos like this one, just click that playlist on the screen. And if you find any new and exciting stories that you want us to cover, look for my Instagram in the description below. Send me a DM. From Inform Overload, I'm Johnny Rogers, and until next time, take care.